To our beloved Dean, Miss Rubelin Esperon, to our teachers, and to my fellow students, good morning. My esteemed colleagues, the Senate of the 17th Congress is a tale of two Senate presidents. I was preceded by the young bar top-notchers and politically pedigreed Senate President Aquilino Coco Pimentel III, whose term commenced in July 2016. It was historic and the first time that a father and son team served as a Senate President. I even served for his father. He was as good as his father, I can assure you that. Together with the 8 other Senate Presidents that I have served. On my part, my tenure as Senate President began on May 21, 2018 up to the present. With the sine-die session of the Senate today, we pull down the curtain on the 17th Congress of the Philippines. The place of the Senate in our legislative history may be difficult to determine without the requisite passage on time demanded by historians. Like a photographer too close to his subject, we cannot situate our Senate in relation to its predecessors. Be that as it may, nothing prevents us from attempting to make an initial assessment of the Senate of the 17th Congress. Our Secretariat list our output in the statistic number of bill filed, 2,235. Number of resolutions filed, 1,048. Number of bills signed into law, as mentioned by the Majority Floor Leader, 592. Among the notable landmark laws that our Senate tenure are proud to lay claim to are the following: the Bangsamoro Organic Law, the National Identification System, the Universal Health Care Law, Mental Health Law, Universal Access to the Tertiary Education Act, the Mandatory PhilHealth Coverage for PWDs, Corporation Code of the Philippines, Telecommunication Law, Magna Carta of the Poor, the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program, Act to name a few. These are some of the proofs that we delivered on our promise when this representation accepted, disposed to continue in the helping the passage of laws that will be beneficial to our country and to every Filipino. But more than the numbers of our performance, let us try to answer some questions regarding the roles we played in the life of this nation this past 3 years. Firstly, did we preserve the doctrine of separation of the great powers of government, executive, legislative, and judiciary? I believe we did. Late last year, in spite of a perceived preference of the prosecutorial service and the court to serve a warrant of arrest of one of our members, we took the view that the same may not be served while the subject of the said warrant was in our castle. We did not prejudge the case in favor of our colleague. We only meant to consider our premises as inviolable while in the discharge of these functions. The late revered Senate President Gonzales once said, "Let us be conscious of the fact that the fundamental principle of our Constitution is the theory of separated powers wherein the 3 great branches of government are arranged in such a manner as that each may be a check to the other." Secondly, did we insist on the due process of law, especially when it comes to legislative enactments? I believe we did. Just recently, there was a budget in place wherein we contented that no amendments may be made after the bicameral conference committee had terminated its proceedings and the report ratified and adopted in each house of the Congress. In those 2 months of stalemate, we insisted on our position, both the majority and the minority, and made known our stand when the budget was submitted to the office of the President. Though we eventually signed, we made known our observations, and it was even an advice coming from the minority leader himself, Senator Drilon, which was agreed upon by readers of the House. With Senator Recto, Senator Zubiri, Senator Lacson, and Senator Ligarda, the executive department sustained our position. Now, were we vigilant in the sovereignty of the performance of the public duties, ferreting our acts of corruption in the bureaucracy? I believe we were. In the numerous hearings conducted by the committees concerned Blue Ribbon and all, we were steadfast in the search and exposure of anomalies attendant to the performance of the public function. Most notable among these were the hearings on Shabu slipping past the Bureau of Customs. Number 2, alleged election fraud involving Smartmatic. Number 3, irregularities involving the Department of Health Barangay Health Stations project. And number 4, the recent water crisis in Metro Manila and nearby areas. Again, to name a few, how then did the public rate us? Modesty aside, the various survey organizations with integrity and credibility gave us more than passing grade. The most recent one was for the first quarter of 2019. The Social Weather Station survey found a 72% satisfaction and trust rating relative to the performance of the Senate. This has been the highest rating over, according to the SWS, and even the Pulse Asia survey says on the Senate. This figure could not have been garnered without the dedication and focus of each of the senators of the 17th Congress. So my gratitude goes to all of you, my colleagues, the hardworking, efficient, wonderful, cerebral prowess of the men and women of the 17th Congress. Salamat po ng marami sa inyo, the Senate Secretariat, for your diligence, for all the employees of the Senate. And so with this in mind, we have sought to provide the legal framework for an independent and progressive Philippines in the span of 3 years. We wish the coming Senate to carry on the task we are passing on to them. Let us remain cooperative but independent, balanced, transparent, and sincere. And may the divine providence continue to guide the Senate and this nation as a whole, and in each of our personal capacities to take its place in the proud member of the family of nation dedicated to peace, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness. Maraming salamat.